marathon milestones.
1,000 marathons.
The running is really about this. It's about the friendship.
A North Texan sets a big record at the Irving Marathon. We have her story and all the action from this 10th anniversary event. Party with purpose.
It's nice to know that our city cares about families, and so that for sure makes us feel loved and cared for.
The Irving Police Department hosts a block party to help build community connections at a time a certain crime is on the rise. See why they want to draw attention to the issue. Plus, the volunteers working to beautify Irving and meet a soccer standout. Now on City Source. At this hour and around the clock, work is underway at the massive Irving Interchange construction zone. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. The project includes the reconstruction of the interchanges of State Highways 183 and 114, along with Loop 12 and Spur 482. Of course, those roads surround a high-profile location that the city of Irving is looking forward to redeveloping. We paid a visit to the site to learn more. At a site so many of us remember for what used to be here, the focus these days is on what's ahead. The Irving Interchange is a more than $300 million project that is now 50% complete and ahead of schedule.
It seems like everything is coming together to really get a project in place.
Construction zones.
During a media event at the former stadium site, TxDOT announced that achievement on this interchange that will improve connectivity and safety.
This is a growing region. Irving is kind of the center of the Metroplex. We want to make sure that we create an interchange where you can seamlessly go from one freeway to the next.
TxDOT working and partnering with the city of Irving of a facility that's going to benefit everybody.
We still have a lot of bridges to build.
The other major focus at this event is work zone safety. Take a look at this crew high above fast-moving traffic below. Every big project involves a lot of individual workers putting themselves in some challenging positions to get the work done. TxDOT and its partners are underscoring the need for drivers to exercise caution in construction zones to keep those teams safe. Pay attention to signs, reduce speed, and avoid distractions.
If you're looking at a text message, it takes the average person 5 seconds to read a text message. In that time, if you're going 55 miles an hour, you've already gone a football field. And if you're reading a text message, that's like driving blindfolded.
Here at the Irving Interchange, the work is moving ahead 24/7 and is expected to be complete by the end of next year.
It's a very exciting time. It's nice to see all this work happening.
Here are some other eye-opening facts TxDOT shared with us. The agency reports 167 fatalities in work zones in this region over the past 5 years. Distracted driving crashes nearly doubled in Dallas County between 2020 and 2021. And on the enforcement side, keep in mind traffic fines double in work zones when workers are present. You can keep up with traffic advisories in that area and across the city by visiting cityofirving.org/roadwork. That's also where you can sign up to receive notifications through email. After a thorough search, the city of Irving announced 6 finalists for police chief. The position came open after former Chief Jeff Spivey retired earlier this year. The finalists are Samuel Hall, Assistant Chief with the Irving Police Department, Derek Miller, Chief of the Carrollton Police Department, Jared Phelps, Deputy Chief from the Prince William County Police Department in Virginia, Brian Redburn, Assistant Chief of the Irving Police Department, Doug Shoemaker, Police Chief in Grand Junction, Colorado, and Darren Steele, Interim Chief here in Irving. The city is inviting residents to meet with the candidates during a community open house. That is set for Monday, April 18th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. on the 4th floor of the Irving Convention Center. Find a link to read the full bios of the police chief finalists at cityofirving.org. The Irving Marathon marked its 10th anniversary, and about 2,500 runners took on a course that started and finished at the Toyota Music Factory. Among all of the athletes achieving their goals, we talked with one who accomplished a record-setting feat. In the final moments of her 26.2-mile run, friends surrounded Angela Tortorese, seen here in the black.
It was huge, and we got a police escort coming in.
Here she comes, ladies and gentlemen.
This finish at the Irving Marathon is setting a record. her 1,000th marathon.
I am officially the first female in the U.S., and I'm the youngest in the world according to the mega marathon list.
And you're not stopping.
Well, let's hope not. Still planning to keep running, but enjoy life a little bit more. Follow your goals.
While she celebrates meeting that milestone, others here are still working toward theirs.
I have a goal of running 50 half marathons before my 50th birthday, so this was number 37.
Well, it was my first half marathon and got just under 2 hours.
I did 10K and I won the second prize.
Longtime local educator and leader Gwen Craig participated in every race in the Irving Marathon running series over the past year.
2 years old Gwen Craig.
Did he really say I was 72?
I feel great, and I keep moving every day. And the reason I do it is because I want to be able to move.
While a lot of these athletes have milestones to celebrate and maybe recover from, the Irving Marathon is also marking a big milestone of its own. This is the marathon's 10th anniversary.
We are bringing in more crowds, more different demographics that I've probably never ran before.
What started in a city park a decade ago has evolved into a year-round series of events, with this one at the top of the list. And there are big goals ahead, focusing on more than just getting a good time on the course.
Fighting obesity, that is the big mission of the Irving Marathon series.
I really believe that we can create a better generation where people are growing up a lot healthier, and that's what we're hoping to achieve over the next 10 years, to truly create a healthy community through the Irving Marathon running series, but also while doing that, we support the school district.
The Irving Marathon generates funds for the Irving Schools Foundation.
The Irving Marathon running series has really come along nice. It's become a real cornerstone of our city.
I feel the community, the vibe, it's contagious, like everybody's just so happy.
You get super fast people, you get people walking the 5K, and it just brings the community together.
At the finish line, some want to stand out, some want to finish strong, and they all have something to celebrate. Meeting a goal at the Irving Marathon.
Getting through that finish line is definitely the best part.
A lot of fun out there, and there are more events to come. May 21st is the Fiesta de Mayo Half Marathon, 10K and 5K. October 1st is Irving Oktoberfest. It's a 5-mile and 5K run. Sign up and learn more at irvingmarathon.com. This is the biggest time for sports in Irving in years. 2 triathlons and a major golf event are coming up. All are expected to have a positive impact in the city. To talk more about this, we have Maura Gast. She's the executive director of the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for asking, Thomas. Very exciting to be back to talk about all these great things happening in Irving.
Yeah, and let's talk first about the Club Corps Classic, now just days away. It is attracting pro and celebrity golfers to the Las Colinas Country Club. What kind of interest are you seeing in this event?
It's just so much fun to be able to welcome professional golf back to Irving. After a couple of years away, it's been nice to have it back. So lots of great interest. It's wonderful to have the PGA Tour back. Great mix of celebrities, a great mix of athletes we've all heard the names of. So it's just going to be fun to have them back, and people are very interested. The Dallas-Fort Worth market is a perfect market for this kind of event, and obviously Irving's a perfect location for it. And whether or not you're into golf, the people watching is going to be fabulous.
And what is your team doing to capitalize on all of this attention?
We're kind of rebuilding or starting over with what we knew worked so well for us for so many years, both with the Byron Nelson and the LPGA. We are sponsors in the media room. We're there to be great hosts and be the face of hospitality from Irving, if you will, but we're also there really to do the harder work of making sure the media covering the tournament, many of whom will not be local, know that they're actually in Irving, Texas.
Also coming up soon, the USA Triathlon Multisport Championship, then later in the year, the Professional Triathletes Organization US Open. How did Irving attract these major triathlons?
It is so much fun with triathlon. So you may not remember, but back in 2000 was when triathlon, the sport of triathlon, returned to the modern day Olympics, which were being held in Sydney. And actually Irving is where the U.S. team did its trials. So Irving's had a relationship with triathlon for a long time. And it's those connections through USA Triathlon, and in particular through Play Tri Sports, that we got on the radar for this first time event.
what about the economic impact of all of these sporting events taken together?
Yeah, they're all going to be significant, and especially because all of them tend to weigh into weekends, which has typically been more of our softer times of year, but it's going to generate great demand. And with each of these events, they attract a very high demographic profile of guest, of attendee, of sponsor, and that's one of the reasons we love them. These are great, not only visitor prospects, but ultimately they're decision makers in companies that are engaged with the sport. And so the eyeballs and the feet that are going to come along even just to watch these events are really, really important to Irving from a long-term standpoint.
So then you're hoping for a chain reaction impact.
Absolutely. Every time we bring somebody to town, we have the ability to influence their future decision making about places they might live, places they might work, places they might open a business or expand a business, and we always want to be on the radar for that.
A lot of eyeballs on Irving and a lot of fun to be had. Maura Gast, thanks so much for being here.
Glad to be here. Thanks again.
Let's go through some of the specifics for the Club Court Classic. Tuesday, April 19th is practice rounds at the Las Colinas Country Club, and that evening, country singer Cole Swindell will perform at the Toyota Music Factory. Wednesday and Thursday will bring the pros and celebrities together for the Pro-Ams. Then tournament play begins on Friday the 22nd. Find ticket information at clubcourtclassic.com. And looking ahead on the calendar, April 28th through May 1st is the USA Triathlon Multisport Championships Festival. September 17th and 18th is the Professional Triathletes Organization US Open. In infrastructure news that happens to involve a golf course, the Cottonwood Valley Wastewater Improvement Project is finally complete. This will extend the service life for a major wastewater main. The project was 3 months in the making. As you can see in this video from the capital improvement team, it was no small feat. Crews installed about 2,300 feet of pipe. Teams also rehabilitated 5 manholes as part of the project. This is the time of year a lot of us are watering our lawns. The City of Irving wants to make sure residents are doing it responsibly. If your address ends in an odd number, irrigation is allowed on Sundays and Wednesdays. If your address ends in an even number, Tuesdays and Saturdays are your days to water. Irrigation is not allowed between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. That's when evaporation rates are highest. Those time of day restrictions continue through October 31st. More details at cityofirving.org/waterutilities. Irving Solid Waste Services is offering tips for cleaner neighborhoods. Prevent litter from escaping trash and recycling bags by securing the bags with a knot or twist tie. Also, use bags of sufficient strength to move materials from the curb to collection vehicles without the bags tearing or spilling. Deter animals from scattering waste by placing bags at the curb before 7 a.m. on your collection day. And if you are placing your bags out the night before, place a paper towel soaked with ammonia inside the bag to deter animals. Keep Irving Beautiful hosted the annual Don't Mess with Texas Trash Off, which is part of a national event to promote cleaner communities. We heard from some of the people involved.
This event really is all about litter, and our main goal is to try and capture the litter, get it in bags before it makes it to the Trinity River.
I just like everyone being able to come out together and just pick up the trash that comes from the highways.
These events are great. We've partnered with Keep Irving Beautiful for many years now, and it's always great coming out to events like this.
Oh, I love the fact that we have the opportunity to give back to the community. Northrop Grumman has been a long-term commitment and partnership with the City of Irving, and so it's an opportunity for us to give back.
This is the 5th time we've won this award, which is really, really great. It's a $310,000 landscape improvement somewhere along one of the TxDOT right-of-ways or roads.
Well, it's very important for the environment, and it's great to see so many people out here so excited.
At that event, organizers also collected canned food for the charity Crisis Ministries. A reminder that early voting begins April 25th for the May 7th general election. 3 city council seats are on the ballot. Residents may vote at any Dallas County polling locations. More details at cityofirving.org/elections. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. The Irving Police Department wants to draw attention to this because investigators are seeing an increase in reported cases. We were at an event that was fun with a message. a bounce house, petting zoo, and more.
This is Elliot. He's a bearded dragon.
They're just some of the attractions at the first ever Kids Rock the Block party.
They're excited. There's so much to do.
The Irving Police Department Family Advocacy Center hosted this free event at the Criminal Justice Center.
We're out here for the fun. It's actually our youngest's birthday today, so this is her party. She thinks it's all for her.
Along with all of the fun, there is a serious side. The Irving Police Department reports a 66% increase in reports of child abuse over the previous 5-year period.
We know that isolation and those kinds of things with the pandemic that we've had can be a high risk factor for kids and child abuse.
This event aims at reversing the increasing case counts. Here, people are learning about a range of resources, among them Bikers Against Child Abuse.
Everybody loves motorcycles, man. Our basic mission statement is to help children that have been abused not be afraid of the world that they live in.
We'll go to hospitals, we'll pray with children, we'll take them toys, and get them medication, anything that they need.
We feel like getting out in the community, engaging, providing information about our services, which are free.
And a lot of times, people don't know where to turn, so we want people to know what their options are.
The best way for child abuse to not occur is for that family to be plugged into the community.
It's nice to know that our city cares about families, and so that for sure makes us feel loved and cared for.
There's just so many kids that are hurting or being hurt, and so it's just good that we can have kids get together where they can have fun and be loved on and kind of just, enjoy that time together.
A way to protect the youngest residents while having a great time and building new connections. The Irving Police Department has a team of investigators to look into reports of abuse. They are based at the Irving Family Advocacy Center. And getting back to the fun for kids, check out the turnout at Mustang Park Rec Center for the citywide egg hunt. It was a little different this year in that it took place simultaneously at rec centers across the city. And we know the Easter Bunny must have been busy because kids took home a total of about 12,000 eggs. Families could also take part in other fun activities, including face painting, bounce houses, and more. The On Stage at Heritage series featured trivia night at Heritage Park, and families turned out to answer questions, enjoy the pleasant spring weather, and have a great time. The new amphitheater with video wall works great for a lot of programs. Next up, on May 13th, it's movie night. The film Encanto will show on the big screen at 6:30 p.m. And on June 10th, it's live music from Donovan Keith. The free monthly events continue through September. The full schedule is at irvingevents.org. And that is also the website where you can also get info on a new free event called Fusion. It is designed to celebrate the diversity of the city and will take place on Saturday, May 7th from noon until 6 p.m. at Heritage Park. Live entertainment, henna tattoos, dance lessons, calligraphy artists, cooking demos, and more are among the attractions. In sports news, soccer success is nothing new at Irving High School. This year, the Tigers feature one of the area's most prolific players. Robert Sheik has the story.
Remember, we got to play quick.
In head coach Don Danford's 11 seasons leading the Irving High School soccer program, the Tigers have become a fixture in the UIL playoffs.
We've had some amazing seasons, and that's the kids know. We want to be in the playoffs.
We're going to fight to the very end, there's never a game where we're not in it.
A big reason why this year's squad is never out of a match, junior forward Milton Lopez.
We can always count on him when we need a goal.
In a sport where scoring is no easy feat, Lopez has a knack for finding the back of the net.
I hear you can score some goals.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it.
That's a humble way of saying he might be the best in the Metroplex at it. Lopez's 32 goals in the regular season was the most in North Texas this year.
He wants the ball at his feet. If he can get the ball to his feet, and that's what he asks, get the ball to me, let me see what I can do.
I've been doing it since I was little, so it's my happy place.
Lopez was raised in a soccer-centric family. His sister plays collegiately, and his father played professionally in Mexico.
He's my biggest inspiration. Everything I've learned so far is through him.
A shooting star carrying on the proud soccer tradition at Irving High School. Robert Sheik for City Source.
And Irving High reached the second round of the UIL playoffs before the season ended with an overtime loss to Allen. But Milton Lopez is just a junior, and he hopes to take the Tigers to state next year. A note for you, we are skipping our traditional Pets of the Week segment this time around. As of production time, dog adoptions at the Animal Care campus are suspended because the campus has recorded cases of canine distemper virus. However, residents can still call or visit the Animal Care campus to adopt cats and reclaim lost pets. The team also offers resources to address various animal issues. The Club Core Classic is attracting celebrities, pros, and golf fans to the Las Colinas Country Club. We have coverage next time on City Source. Also, the Irving Schools Foundation has a new warehouse, and it's helping the organization better serve families in need. We'll take you inside. And in advance of summer, see what the City of Irving Parks Department is doing to hire lifeguards. Those stories and more next time. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. Also find us on YouTube. Our channel is at youtube.com/The City of Irving. And while you're there, keep in mind that we always appreciate the likes and positive comments. And look for updates on events and initiatives across the major social media platforms at the City of Irving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.